What's up, guys? This is the Violent Casket, home to lamest taste. My name is Nick. You can check me out on Twitch and YouTube at The Violent Casket, all one word, bada bing, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. Tune in. This is indeed the home to the lamest taste. We do tons of content. We were slow this week. There was no videos this week, unfortunately. I'm very sorry, but I was swamped. With work and overtime and meetings, I just didn't get around to making any videos. In the last 2 weeks prior to this, I've been on a rampage of putting out content. So just give me a break, and hopefully you guys enjoy the stuff, because the videos I was making the last 2 weeks were getting a lot of views and a lot of reactions and interactions on YouTube. So with that being said, this is our weekly comic book review, or every single week. Getting dry. We get them on Wednesday. We bag and board them. We put them in the light box. We take pictures of them for the Instagram, which 2 weeks worth of posts are coming. Little mini write-ups, mini reviews, what I'm liking about the series, artwork, etc. Goes on the Instagram over at Violent Casket Comics. And then we sit down with you guys and we talk about it. I have a decent sized stack. I think this is the biggest one in a while. Next week is super small. We go Indies, Marvel, DC, then we rate them 1 through 10, and then we talk about a top 5. With that being said, let's get right into it. We're starting off with Dynamite, issue 6, Disney, Darkwing Duck. This is a variant cover with the Justice Ducks, or whatever they're called now. Awesome. We get multiple dark alliances. We got Fowl. We got all sorts of really interesting aspects that have been throughout lore and history, the shows, wrapped into this. We get to see Gizmo. Really enjoyed this. I don't think that this character was in the issue though. But besides that, really awesome issue. Lots of nods. I just liked it. It was a lot of fun. This whole series has been a lot of fun. I can't believe there's only 6 issues in. It feels like it's been going on a lot longer. I'm really enjoying it. Artwork, writing, content, storylines, everything's like amazing. I'm waiting for some new characters. I'm waiting for some new storylines, not some rehashing. So that's the only thing that holds the series back, but otherwise I think it's nostalgic, it's beautiful, it's well done, it's refreshing, and I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Moving on to Image. I think we have 2 Image books. We're going to start off with issue 4 of Indigo Children. This is a really good series, and the first 2 issues were interesting but weird, like really weird, like maybe question if I was going to continue reading this. Kind of like how I Hate This Place was really good and then really weird to the point where I don't think I can't read it anymore. I dropped it. But this series was weird and then got really good on issue 3. End of issue 2 got really good, and then issue 3 got really good, and then issue 4 followed up. It is interesting. It is, I don't even know how to describe it. They're like setting up this like crazy situation based off these flashbacks, and there's experiments and double agents and all sorts of government stuff going on. I'm really enjoying it. I highly suggest you check it out. This is issue 4 of Indigo Children from Image Comics. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. That's what I'm gonna give it. Artwork is okay. If you like that type of artwork, you're gonna like it. But if you don't like realistic, kind of gritty, like kind of weird facial expressions, you're not gonna be. It's not gonna fly with you. Moving on, another Image book. This is the last indie, I think. It's issue 2 of The Savage Strength of Starstorm. And we actually get a decent amount of Starstorm. No real powers except for flying really showing up here, but a couple other people get powers in this issue. We get to find out that there was superheroes at a point in this world. We get a lot of background. We get a lot of back information on this world, what happened. So when we left off at issue 1, this thing fell out of the sky. this random kid who woke up in a forest and was put in school. First day, doesn't remember anything, touches it, everyone disappears except for one girl. They end up, everyone starts to show up either dead or not remembering anything. So now they're slowly burying the dead, and he has this suit now, and he can fly. We didn't get to see any like crazy powers besides flying. But then there's this group of kids that were in a band called like Outcast or whatever, or Rejects or something, and their best friend and singer is being raised by a huge mobster. Her mom was like related, was like part of the mob, but like married a superhero when there were superheroes, and then her mom was killed, and then her dad was killed, and all the superheroes were killed by like an assassin, some crazy shit. And like her uncle is drawn hideous, and her like two best friends from this group, they end up getting powers. One's like a telekinetic, one's has like electricity powers. Zombies are rising from the dead, like all the dead people that have been buried are coming back to life. It's wild. There's like family drama, there's mob drama, there's alien shit going on. This series is awesome. One of the best indies I've read in a long time. Like, it feels like it could be the next Radiant Black. Maybe not as big, but interesting. I'm going to give this an 7.5 as well. Moving on to Marvel, we have issue 14 of She-Hulk. This is the A cover. Rainbow Rowell continues to deliver incredible content here. I've never read a Marvel series. This feels like an indie, feels like a manga. There's so much. There's romance, there's drama, there's personal stuff, there's law, there's action, there's fighting, there's multiple teams, Avengers, Fantastic Four, side characters showing up, new characters showing up, old characters getting brand new personalities. Incredible. This issue was a little bit of everything. We got lots of background information about what's been going on, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Moving on, we have two 20th Century Studios books through Marvel. We're going to issue 4 of Predator with the A cover. This continues on its ongoing thing of the Predator, the girl from the first Predator series Marvel did, rescuing all these people from Predator Planet on a giant ship that she got in, or it's her ship that her parents were on, with the guy that was rescued by her in the first series that tried to capture her, right? So now the ship's stolen from her, she loses an arm, gets a metal arm, the Predators are getting on the ship, all sorts of crazy shit's going on, and then they're getting new armor. I'm really enjoying this series. I think it's the best Predator series I've read ever. I think it's really setting up some really cool stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna give this I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. I want to give it an 8.5, but I'm gonna give it an 8. Then issue 3 of Alien. This is like the 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th Alien series we've gotten through Marvel. This is a variant cover, which is beautiful. And we're continuing our ice planet story. The dad, who's an amputee, hijacks a ship, and this is a huge spoiler, as he's about to get the daughter and the mother, who is pregnant, on the ship and escape while the aliens are destroying the entire Wailing Yutani force that's taken over the planet, moon, whatever it is. The ship goes under into the ice, and then there's water under, and he sees all these aliens crawling through the water. I guess the planets are melting and they're coming alive, and they're climbing to the ice surface. Insane. I can't wait. There's so much good shit. There's so much violence and well-drawn alien attacks in this book, in this series. Really doing really good with this. I'm gonna give this an 8.5, and that's why I couldn't give Predator an 8.5, because that is significantly better, but not a 9. All right, moving on to issue 28 of Amazing Spider-Man. I believe this is the A cover. Yes. Yeah, I don't think this is a variant. More Doc Ock stuff, fighting with his new tentacles after his old tentacles. taking on Spider-Man. Really interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying this. J. Jonah Jameson's role he plays here is really interesting. I like what they're doing with his character. Yeah, this is a good series. It's not the best artwork and not the most incredible writing, but honestly, I've been enjoying it a lot more than I want to admit. So I'm gonna give it a 7, because there is clearly a lot of room for improvement, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. So if you like Spider-Man and you want to read from 1 to now, I think you should do it. Now we move on to 2 DC books. We have issue 31 of Harley Quinn with a Jenny Frison cover. This is the Harley Quinn series now being written by Tini Howard. Awesome. This is I think on this volume of Harley Quinn, this is the third. This might be the third writer. Did she get renumbered going into Infinite Frontier? If she got renumbered going into Infinite Frontier, then this is the second writer. If it didn't get renumbered, then there was a writer during Infinite Frontier, and then Tini is the new writer. So this could be the third or fourth on the series of 31 issues. Awesome cover, incredible cover. Jenny Frison, insane. Issue weird. Ivy comes back. Internal artwork's great. We're dealing with multiverse stuff. We're dealing with Captain Carrot. We're dealing with Harley being weird. Two-Face is getting his revenge. Solid story, I think. It's just strange, and I think it's supposed to be strange, and that's kind of the point. I think Harley is pulling it off, and I think Tini Howard is doing an incredible job writing this. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it's awesome. Big props to Tini Howard. She's incredible. And then we move on to issue 3 of Green Arrow, which is fantastic. So we're telling 2 stories here, right? We're in a legion of superheroes, the Legionnaires. Legion of Superheroes are in the future with a little bit more grown-up Hawk, and he's teamed up with them, and then his dad and Speedy, what's his first real name? Roy Harper's daughter have now ended up jumping into that point, and now they're all teamed up, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with them while Roy Harper and Black Canary are fighting Peacemaker. So really interesting stuff. I'm liking where it's going. This whole like thing that's established that like the Green Arrow family can't be together, that they're not allowed to all be they're not allowed to all be together at once. And there's still some members I feel like missing, so they're not all together. But with that being said, it is cool. It's a cool theory. It's a cool like scenario, and I'm really enjoying this series. And I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. And I know what you're saying. Nothing dropped below a 7. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's rating. They're pretty good books. And the reason I've been reading and doing reviews for like 3 years, and if you check out the beginning of my reviews. Not that many books. Then I get really into the X-Men stuff, reading all the X-Men series. Then I start taking on indies, more DC stuff outside of Batman and Flash, and then all the Batman stuff. And then I slowly trickled everything down to what I read now. So the reason why some of this stuff doesn't get low is because I'm not reading stuff I don't want. I'm not reading stuff that's not consistent. And if it isn't consistent, I drop it. So like, you'll see like, I hate this place. I read it. I enjoyed the first 6 issues, 7, 8, and 9, or 7 and 8. Didn't enjoy. I dropped it immediately. The minute I stopped liking it, I drop it. Catwoman, I didn't like it for like 2 issues. I dropped it. Now I'm trying to get back in because now I like where the story's going from what I'm seeing, and I'm kind of annoyed I dropped it. But Ghost Rider, dropped it. Stuff like that. Poison Ivy, I dropped it. As soon as I stopped liking it, I dropped it. So that's why nothing really got below a 7. Sometimes I do. They have a bad Spider-Man has a bad issue. I give it a 6. I give it a 4. You know, if it's bad, it's bad. I drop it. If it's bad and it feels like it's just because of the stories forcing it to be bad, or the writer that week, or something about it, or decision they made, maybe, I will keep it. With that being said, that is my books for the week. Next week is going to be a small week, so tune into that. It should be Wednesday or Thursday. Remember, guys, this is the home to lamest taste. This is the Vinyl Casket. You can check me out over on Twitch and YouTube. All one word, the Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much more. Get in the comments. Let's talk about this stuff. And remember to do me a massive, super duper favor and stay lame.